You know, I was always afraid of SpongeBob. He scared me so damn much that I had constant nightmares of him. Okay, not really. He was one of my favorite cartoon characters ever. Not these days, unfortunately, but that's neither here or there. What is here and there is that we have a new creepypasta reading, but we'll have to try and fight the urge to run away, because this is going to be terrifying, guys. As today on Creepy Steel Readings, we will be reading SpongeBob SquarePants Rage and Depression. Hold on to your seats, y'all. And of course, if you are the writer of the story, don't be discouraged by me reading your story. We thank you all for giving us a story that we all can enjoy, and we hope you can continue your writing efforts and improve to become the best you can be. Keep writing, y'all. And now, the story. I am a huge fan of SpongeBob SquarePants and love how Steven Hillenburg created these quirky creatures. But one episode made an exception. I was browsing for SpongeBob on Demand and came across a never before seen episode of SpongeBob. It was titled Rage and Depression. I assumed this was another Squidward torture porn, but little did what was coming my way. I think you missed a few words there. I started the episode and the intro played out normal, but I noticed a few problems. So it wasn't normal. For one, Patchy was in the mouth of a shark, and when the bubble transition to SpongeBob's house played, the shark ate Patchy and the water was pastel red. When SpongeBob's house was shown, it quickly transitioned to a coffin where SpongeBob came out instead of his house. The rest of the intro was SpongeBob walking through a destroyed Bikini Bottom, and SpongeBob's horn nose was replaced with SpongeBob playing a violin in a depressing tune different to the regular tune. That is way too long of a sentence. I was weirded out as anyone would be if they saw this. I'll be laughing my head off. But still had the urge to keep watching because I know I've seen worse. So have I, dude. The title card was blurry in a green smudge background, along with smudged letters that read Rage and Depression. And here is that title screen. That looks terrible. It cut to SpongeBob's house, and I heard bawling coming out of the pineapple. Holy crap. On the inside, there were cuts all over the wallpaper reading Patrick and Come Back. I didn't have the foggiest why, but Sponge had depression. SpongeBob turned to me and broke the fourth wall. Have you ever lost a friend that you were very close with? SpongeBob asked. Well, it happened to me just yesterday. A flashback played with riding a plane that looked like the plane from Have You Seen This Snail? I want peanuts, Patrick said. Patrick pressed the loop-de-loop button. Whee! Patrick exclaimed. Suddenly, Patrick landed head first on the seed needle. SpongeBob could hear Patrick's faint scream from yards away. Sponge ran to the seed needle, but it was too late. The plane hit the ground and exploded, causing the seed needle to fly straight to the freeway. Patrick and multiple drivers were severely injured or killed. What? what? What just? Whatever. Pat flung out of freeway and into the Bikini Bottom mint. Patrick was being mutilated by everything in it. At last, SpongeBob caught up to Patrick, but Pat was 100% dead. SpongeBob was crying his eyes out. Didn't you all survive worse? No one bothered to plan Patrick's funeral, so SpongeBob decided to do the honors. He didn't dig the grave, but robbed Mr. Krabs behind his back. He dressed in a suit with a flower and tattooed his face all over. He took on a Suicide Squad Joker look. Okay. After that, he bought a coffin with Mr. Krabs' money and shoved Patrick's corpse inside it. We, or I'm here to remember Patrick J. Star. Huh? Patrick was killed in one of the most tragic ways possible. Sounds like the funniest ways possible. Patrick died at the age of 33 due to being impaled by the sea needle, ran over by tons of vehicles, and slaughtered by the Mints hardware. Patrick, you will be forever missed. SpongeBob started sobbing at the coffin. Y'all survived way worse than that, so I don't know why he died now. The episode returned to SpongeBob's house, where we find him doing the sprinkler with his own teardrops. Sandy entered the pineapple. SpongeBob glared at Sandy with absolute rage, tackled Sandy, and asked, "Where in the freaking sea bottom were you during Patrick's funeral, you rat?" "SpongeBob, Patrick died?" Sandy questioned in shock. "Don't lie to me, you overgrown rodent," SpongeBob hollered. "I was at a science convention in Texas," Sandy declared. SpongeBob slapped Sandy, leaving a huge slap mark. "Oh, rap! Try it again!" SpongeBob yelled. I was shocked to see SpongeBob doing this to his own friend. In fact, one of his first friends ever? What? What? Before Sandy could say anything else, SpongeBob went off the deep end. SpongeBob grabbed his spatula and cut open Sandy's helmet. I thought it was glass. Wouldn't you break it open? Sandy couldn't breathe. No, breath. Sorry, Sandy couldn't breath. And it would a matter of seconds before she succumbed to suffocation. Patrick was right, SpongeBob said to his soon-to-be dead friend. Texans are dumb. SpongeBob decided to leave his house. When I saw Sandy being killed by SpongeBob, it was scarring and gruesome. While SpongeBob walking, Mr. Krabs happened to notice him. "SpongeBob!" Mr. Krabs yelled. SpongeBob had no comment. "Why aren't ya in work anymore, boy? I'm losing money, and I just got robbed." Mr. Doodles licked SpongeBob. I forgot who that was. I thought, nice to see Mr. Doodles. I haven't seen him since season 3. You just saw one of SpongeBob's friends get murdered, and you seem to have just completely forgot about it. Whatever. SpongeBob asked Krabs, "Have you ever lost a friend before, sir?" "Sure. I remember the dollar I had when I was 5. But if we're talking about fish, then money is more important than friends," Mr. Krabs declared. That's quite strange for him to say. SpongeBob's fists were clenched deep. "More important than friends?" SpongeBob asked. SpongeBob took off Mr. Doodles' leash and hung Mr. Krabs with it on a nearby tree. Mr. Doodles fled the scene. Holy crap. Wish I could hang you, Gene, but I've got some redemption to attend to, SpongeBob said. Shut up, SpongeBob. I couldn't believe my eyes when this happened. SpongeBob was always so loyal to Mr. Krabs. Why was he doing all this now? I get that he's mad due to Patrick's death, but he's taking it out to his own friends. Taking out on his own friends, sorry. SpongeBob was now on a killing spree, and there was a montage. Plankton was stepped on by Sponge's spiky cleats. Mrs. Puff got her pricks took off, and SpongeBob put them back on the other way around. Karen was smashed into bits by Patrick's old bat. I don't know. Did he have a bat? And Pearl was buried alive. Okay. The only people left were SpongeBob, Gary, and Squidward. SpongeBob wasn't going to kill Gary because he's SpongeBob's pet, so he went to Squidward's house. As soon as he entered, Sponge was beheaded by a clarinet. People may not call me a musician, but I know I am, Squidward states. Damn you. I loved you, SpongeBob yells as he catches his head. I thought Patrick was your best friend, Squidward argues. I loved you. I would have done anything for you, SpongeBob counter-argued. You were a nuisance. I hated 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 you, Squidward declares. What? I thought SpongeBob was beheaded. Well, now you can live in peace, SpongeBob sobs. SpongeBob grabbed Squid's clarinet and stabbed it through Squidward's neck. Again, I thought he was beheaded. Isn't he dead now? SpongeBob kneels down at Squidward's corpse. So long, Squidward, SpongeBob says softly. The screen fades to black. I was so shocked to see that an episode like this. Before I could contact anyone, a time card read 3 years later. It's been 3 years since Patrick had died. 3 years since the Krusty Krab has been shut down. 3 years since I ruled the rest of the living in Bikini Bottom, which is now called Spongeland, SpongeBob thought. Me and Gary have enslaved millions, and I regret every minute of it. If I were to stop being ruler, then the Bikini Bottomites would kill me, SpongeBob states. I just wanted to avenge Pat, but now I realize Pat wouldn't want this. SpongeBob started crying. This took a very strange turn. The episode was really over because the credits rolled. After that, I was terrified and scarred. I couldn't call Steven Hillenburg because he died, so I decided to call Paul Tibet. What? He told me that some SpongeBob hater nearby Nickelodeon Studios must have hijacked the place and created it. Don't these things take months to make? Or years? I don't know. But I don't think they take like a day to make. That implies that whatever. I still watch SpongeBob to this day, but not as much. And it's all because of this episode. And that was SpongeBob SquarePants Rage and Depression. What the fuck was that? So SpongeBob goes on a killing spree after his friend suffers the allegedly most tragic death ever, even though these two have survived far worse. And he takes over Bikini Bottom and turned into a dictatorship. Um, this is supposed to be scary, right? This is like terrifying. It's like it gives you the shivers, right? Cause I'm more confused and also laughing than scared or terrified. But yeah, that I don't think that was scary. Um, but anyway, this has been K Steel, a Creepy Steel reading, signing out. I will see you all later. This was a Cobalt Steel video by MS Bernie. Like, comment, and subscribe if you liked what you saw. Until next time, see you all later.